Hey. I was going to say good evening. I don't know why I was going to say good evening. Anyways, Cheesy here. We're back to Of the Devil. And we're going into episode 1. Episode 0 was fun. We'll see how episode 1 turns out. But I'm having a good time with this game, and I like that it has, cases coming out from time to time. You can choose to play episode 1 in high roller mode. In high roller mode, you're limited to 1 save slot, and you won't be able to reload your saves while inside the courtroom. Quick saving and autosaves will be disabled as well, so remember to save regularly. The minimum ante for hands will be increased. The minimum and maximum penalties for answering incorrectly during trial gameplay will be increased. But the maximum ante will be increased as well, allowing you to earn the largest possible high score for credit in this episode. Completing this episode in high roller mode will also unlock any exclusive phone charm that can't be earned any other way. You can turn high roller mode off anytime in settings, but in order to turn back on, you would have to restart this episode. This episode contains time-sensitive choices. You can double their duration or disable them entirely in the settings menu. This episode contains testimony segments. Objectionable words or clauses will become red when you prepare to call on them. This additional hinting can be disabled in the settings menu. You can adjust either of these features at any point without affecting your high roller status. High roll mode is intended to encourage risk-taking and discourage save scumming. Consider enabling it if you want to pursue a mystery like a true gambler. Well, personally, high roller mode sounds really cool, and I would love to do that. But sometimes recordings can get a bit messed up, or I'll lose some progress, and I kind of don't want to do that, so I'm going to just go with standard, but I will do high roller at some point. I'm going to treat it like high roller, though, because I don't really want to save scum. I'm recording this, so there's no point in save scumming, in my opinion. You pick standard. Enjoy the mystery. Disable tutorials, you can turn them back on in settings. Disable tutorials, baby! I'm back. Listen, I wanted to thank you for coming over. Yeah, wanted to thank you for coming over? Figures you'd notice. Anyone could tell something's bothering you. You're the first person to say anything. What happened? The police came to see me. In public? No, they wanted to be considerate of my privacy. That's a first. They wanted to talk to me about the other week. About my whereabouts and yours. I told them I didn't know anything. They must have loved that. Funny. What would you have done? In your shoes? Probably cursed them out. Yeah, I could see that. Is there anything you wanted to ask me? No. Not even for a favor in return. No favors lost between friends, I say. That sounds like a toast. Why not, to friends? I'll raise a glass to that. Someone's dead. Someone has died. A red thing. Glass 'em. Vandalism detected. Incident logged. Recorded at 8:55 a.m. local time. Geopositional data encoded. If I could have all citizens in the area... F off, copper. Visuals impaired. Facial recognition compromised. Pinging nearby opt-ins for corroborating evidence. Hey, he's lighting up every phone on the block. We need to go now, or what? He'll use his outdoor voice? Or he'll have us pinned down to our dental records before you can say we're Morning, Officer Leo. You look different today. Your face is hurt. You do something new with your uniform? Good morning to you, Morgan citizen. To answer your question, no, I have not undergone any recent retrofitting. If you'd like a more detailed record of my maintenance history, you can make a request for... I've got it. It must be the new coat of paint. You're referring to the act of vandalism that just took place. Only the most recent one. Super Cop over here has a new dent every time I see him. Scars honorably earned in the line of duty, scanning the street for jaywalkers and loiterers. Don't worry, ma'am. A report has been filed, and the police are working to resolve the situation. Civil disobedience at this time of day? What is the world coming to? Oh, it's the androids that are partially biological. They're just stragglers, ma'am. There was a period of unrest in the area last night. Unlicensed press protesting, demonstrating without a permit. Well, I hope you threw the book at them. The disturbance was handled, but individual instances of volatility may occur during the next 48 hours as we work to apprehend outside actors. Thanks for the forecast. So, does the bleeding stop on its own? Androids don't have blood, ma'am. This is just a leakage of oxidizing fluid. My mistake. So you don't need a bandage, I take it. The leakages will dry shortly. With that conversation thoroughly exhausted, I let my mind wander as I wait for the signal to cross. I unfocus my eyes and dull my hearing, sinking beneath the hum of the city street, and fading through the lives bustling around me like so much sea foam. Across the way, a large man with worn hands and ill-fitting belt turns into a gorilla-like hulk of a machine and cuffs his hands in front of his mouth. Yo, 61! The machine halts its lifting with uncanny precision and turns to him. We're going on a break. The robot tilts its head to the side. You can't work the piler without Schwinn up on the roof, so... I do know. Take a load off, will ya? Understood, came the over-enunciated reply. The man, already walking away, tosses a dismissive wave behind him. Yeah, understood. A moment after the man turns the corner, the robot attempts to mimic the hand wave to no one in particular. Goddamn coppers on every street corner. At a bus stop, or what used to be a bus stop, now a charging station. A passionate young man voices his democratic opinion loud enough for the whole street to hear. They declare martial law when I wasn't looking. What? Those small woman beside him trying hard to appear even smaller shifts in her seat. Well, they're just doing their job, so... Bots don't have jobs, except the ones they stole from us. Notice how they don't patrol nearly so heavy in Uptown, even in the worst days? His audience, captive by virtue of sharing the same charging pole as him, shuffles, coughs, and stares even harder at their phones. The woman looks at her knees and pulls at her shirt. You're kind of embarrassing me right now. He makes a vague gesture with his hand to indicate he's stepped off his soapbox, and the shoulders of everyone around him relax a centimeter. Oh, now that's just a woman with exhaustion in her eyes sighs at the hologram floating above her chrome-plated palm, while a rounded, smooth-looking android pushes a carriage behind her. Ellen, walk her around the block. Get her some air, would you? Apparently, this call can't wait, and it's louder than a garbage disposal out here. Of course, ma'am. I'd be glad to. The android punctuates its sentence with a sound halfway between a whir and purr, which, judging by the coos and giggles coming from the child, seems to have been well received. Robots, holograms, androids, drones, coppers, if you prefer. Can't so much as sneeze in this city without a dozen different ads offering you a handkerchief. There's a vocal minority that thinks they're the downfall of civilization, but for everyone else, you're too kind, ma'am. Thank you for your concern. It's hard to hate them when they're so eager to please. Crosswalk's giving me the okay. Keep us safe, yeah? Have a good day, Morgan citizen. It's a bright, crisp morning in the city. Lights changing and people moving in click-clacking harmony, all smooth as clockwork. Were I in a worse mood, it would all be a bit much. But I went out last night. Oh. 30-year-old developed blah blah. Oh. But I went out last night, so I'm feeling pretty refreshed this morning. Well, that was interesting. Can I go back to that? I didn't get to see that properly. Log. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna see that another time. As I reach the other end of the street, I pivot lightly and give automated dependent assistant officer Leo, my best impression of a salute. Thank you for your service. And of course, he creaks out a mirrored response. No sense of sarcasm, the poor bastard. But I didn't come all this way downtown to poke fun at the only happy employed class in human history. No, I came down here to make an important purchase. Today I'm gonna buy a gun. Of the Devil, Episode 1. Gotta buy a gun. An idle mind. Interesting. Okay. LQ Retail. Is that a gun? Wow. No staff around, but all the lights are on. Should I have knocked? Ah. Sup. Desk personality setting 6, the cool one. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Probably forgotten more about firearms than you're programmed to remember. I bet you can. I recently acquired a license to carry concealed. Nice. Are you in law enforcement? Do you shoot for sport? Business or pleasure? Neither. May I ask why you're looking to carry concealed, ma'am? Oh, you know, assault with a deadly weapon, cruel intent, that kind of thing. Some of my clients live in very rough neighborhoods. Even in broad daylight, coming down to a lower ward for house visits can be... I see, you're a lawyer. So I guess you can say I'm in the market for self-defense. We have a wide selection of options for self-defense in a variety of sizes and calibers, with spread and PA fire options available. My bad, PA stands for pseudo-automatic. I know. But for concealed, it'd have to at least be small enough to... Just go a lot faster if I just tell him the desk guy what I want. I'm gonna be patient. But walking in here and asking for a very specific model gun is nut behavior. I'm not trying to stand out. Some of the ones I test fired at the range left my shoulder sore for days. Do you have anything more discreet? Right, no problem. Electromagnetic pulse models feature minimal kickback with the highest accuracy. One targeted pulse of electricity can disable attackers at medium short range, non-lethally and quietly. Sure, they're plainly quiet, but they also have piss poor range, and even sustained fire won't do shit against any modder with insulation less than a few years old. Glorified tasers, barely suitable as party favors for anxiety-stricken college kids. Well, hopefully not too quiet. I'd want someone to come running to my rescue. Of course. Would you like to take a look at our mag rails? Bullseye. We're proud to offer a number of models that utilize the latest miniature ultra capacity batteries to generate a Lorentz force which slings and slug fast enough to miss a limb or over 30 meters. And it's safe? Of course, ma'am. My bad. 2-factor safeties with GPS and emergency services sync. It won't go off unless you want it to, and someone will definitely come running. All those convenient safety features make it incredibly easy for the police, or anyone who can dupe their tool set, to lock you out of their own gun with a flip of a switch. You couldn't walk a piece like that down a single uptown street without passing through 9 or 10 no-fire zones. They're the very worst, most useless kind of weapon a criminal could buy. Sounds perfect. How do we get started? Why does it feel like every desk I run into has to be such a character? Mercifully, it's tucked itself away while the fabricators get the gun tagged. I've got time to kill, so is there anything worth checking out at the shop? What's that? Advance. No, I'm checking shit out. Yeesh. Would it kill you to clean up a little? Guess the desk kindly asking customers not to litter can only get you so far if you're not willing to pay someone to sweep up. Wait, is this trash? This flyer it's scannable? Stagnancy theory, really? They get a lot of self-proclaimed philosophers in here? A stagnant world, modern man's plateau. Renowned net philosopher Corbin Cawthorne, real name withheld, offers to take you on a deep dive into the global trends of sociological patterns that have driven our planet to the halting point in his groundbreaking and controversial seminar. Moore's Law used to be like the benchmark. Now it feels like a pipe dream. We used to dream of humanity marching bravely into space, of artisans crafting virtual wonders that made the confines of our own reality seem limited. Instead, our brightest minds spend all their time and effort kicking the can of climate crisis down the road, while their more fortunate peers spend their most productive working years in search engine optimization and customer experience design. The middle class, eaten alive by the rich they prop up, can no longer afford the very products they help create. Without mass consumer demand, tech no longer has evolutionary pressures to be as small and powerful as possible. In stagnant waters, only parasites and disease grow aplenty. The only cure comes from you taking action. Yeah. I think in the previous episode, I think it was Generation Zen thing that was brought up, and I was like, maybe they need to be just told that you gotta do shit, because they kind of, the idea of, oh, the future sucks and there's nothing I can do, you just have to deal with it, is a really good way to be miserable for the rest of your life. It's not easy doing the right thing. It's actually a shitload of work, but that's why it has rewards, because you're taking a risk by putting in the effort. There's another link at the bottom, probably leading to a collection dish or a state honeypot if you want to be paranoid. They better burn this shit before some neat freak idiots picks it up and gets arrested. Damn. That's illegal shit? Damn. Hate these kinds of screens. Gotta look at them with your nose turned up, or else they'll start eye tracking. Next thing you know, they're saying hello on a first name basis. But I've got practice with this sort of thing. I can skim the headlines, at least. Why the 12-6 work week gives us more free time than ever. I'm 14 and I tried dating a smart UI. It made me the happiest I've ever been. How relatable. How term limits are anti-democracy. Woof. Transfusion from warm Android saves soldier's life. That's one hell of a headline. If the Animate 16 wasn't selling well before, I'm sure by now it's awesome. There's some kind of news program playing on the screen. Most public places are too scared to put on any channel with content more political than the smiling micro apartment flippers. Sorry about that. But this is a gun store after all. Power is always political. I guess so. Is there anything I could also do? Whoa! This is how I scan for things. What's going on? Oh, give me a second. Sorry, I had to take that. It was an important call. Where am I? Ah, yes. I was gonna look at a thing. Was I looking at a thing? Wait, where is it? Where is it? Ah. Someone left a data pad out here. What's in the news today? Lobo threatens Tetra with ransomware vulgarity. The internationally wanted terrorist and serial data thief, most commonly known as Lobo, has seized a cache of vital Keystone data files belonging to the Tetra Metallics Group, according to a press release from the mining conglomerate. In a blitz of cross posts on 90 different socials, translated into all 11 dominant languages, the supposed hacktivist, radical conservationist, and gentleman thief made clear their intent to ransom said files back to their lawful owners at severe cost. Though the posts were quickly flagged and quarantined thanks to user reports, Lobo's latest manifesto, which we have declined to publish here, on grounds of journalistic integrity and due to the strong language contained within, has remained in circulation thanks to a loose network of rogue data harbors. In addition to sizable monetary ransom, Lobo put out a list of demands that spanned pages. Most prominent among them was a call for de-escalation of conflicts surrounding rare earth metal deposits around the equator. Sources at Tetra refused to confirm or deny reports that Lobo's capture data impacted only their billing services, but insisted that the corporations could not in good faith resume distribution until the ransom situation was resolved. Market prices for rare earth metals surged following the hacking attack as supply halted and demand rose, stoked by memories of catastrophic supply chain disruption in the mid-21st century. A spokesperson for the Mining Progress as lobbying group that represents the rare earth metal industry called Lobo's repeated attacks acts of terror against the free market. Whoa there, looks like you're not logged in. Want to take care of that real quick? How dare you? Huh. Grounds of journalistic integrity. Just a sizable. Man. The hell is Lobo? I kind of forgot. Oh, this here thief. It's a thief. All right. Seized cache of Keystone data files. Okay. I was trying to remember if Lobo was like a company. Lobo again. Or someone using their name. I suppose it doesn't matter if they're the original or not, so as long as they're a genuine threat. No one could snare a corporation as rich as Tetra without serious skills. Does seem consistent with Lobo's politics, making demands for ransom money. Wait, wasn't it like... Well, the article I just read was... It demands ransom, but it's for de-escalation, right? Yeah, it was a call for de-escalation of all conflicts. It's not the first time Lobos voiced their displeasure with decades of old simmer of conflict around the topics. Yeah, tropics. At first I was like, the title was ransom, but I'm pretty sure it was the de-escalation. But unless the rare earth metals powering our batteries and fueling our pretty little androids are suddenly made a lot less rare overnight, I doubt the state will stop taking an interest in those regions' politics anytime soon. Wait, how long has it been? Shouldn't take them that long to get my gun properly bugged. I'm sorry, we've received a breaking news story. We're seeking confirmation and yes, we have it confirmed. Lead programmer at Noble Electronics and famed designer of Turing Solution, Dr. David Asher, has passed. What? Proprietary Vantage automated dependent management system, along with the Animate series of androids. Must be some kind of corporate propaganda tactic, or... No, they wouldn't risk. Fake news? But why? Perhaps best known for his breakthroughs in the field of machine learning and language. Misinformation, maybe, trying to... Authored many of the developments that allowed for Noble's rapid growth and market dominance. David Asher is dead? Including the popular desk series of smart UIs. That's very sad. I didn't ask. Sorry, I just... Commands only. Understood. Will you be paying cash or credit? Debit. Interesting that the little Android folks, or the desk automation, wanted to emote. Well, maybe it was just in the programming, but it's interesting that they was like, oh, my creator is dead. The gun was lighter than I expected. A real gun should always be heavy, greater than the sum of its parts. That's one of the things I liked about them, their weight. Like they're anchoring the world around them. The weight of a firearm is nice. Like they're a fixed point in time. That's a good way to put it. Like everything else is just relative to them, either closer or further to the end. I would have liked something heavier during that walk back to my apartment. I would have liked to have something to feel far away from. Morgan's apartment. How hype is my apartment? Okay, well, it's all right hype. Didn't realize I was home until my hand was on the door. Why is everything shaking? Oh, there's a train. What is this? What am I doing? What am I doing? Fumbling in my pockets for my lighter. Hey, it's a lion, like Leo, our boy. Golden polished, tastefully ergonomic, and fine and expensive. A good lighter. It was a good gift. I kept the card, didn't I? Here it is. To the only smoker in my life. I know gold's a bit much for your personal style, but they don't make a lot of these anymore. Believe it or not, the only other people who share your vice are stuffy old men with expensive taste. Bad expensive taste. Hope you can manage to get some use out of it anyway. Your friend, David. The news might have more information by now. Or not. Looks like the net's full of copy-pasted statements from Noble, auto-edited montages, ill-fitting quotes. Reactions to the news from every micro-celebrity under the sun. Their raw, authentic emotion brought to you live from all the car seats and bathroom mirrors of the world. But there's nothing about his death, not even a time window. Did he die this morning? Was he found dead in his bed? Has he been dead for days while Noble's just been waiting for the right time to let it leak? Or did he die last night? While I was out screwing around. A phone call. Better not be work-related. I'm not in the right mood. Morgan, hey, thanks for picking up so fast. She's Jessica Starling. Who asked me to call her? Hi, Jess. Listen, I need to... I've already seen the news. What? Oh, of course you have. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. With the company and their phone and their people and all the... What I mean is, if it were up to me, you would have been the first call I made. For a decision like that to be up to David's assistant, about 1,000 other Noble employees above her on the ladder would have to get axed, but it's all right, Jess. No one ever really knows what to do with these kinds of things. Still, I'm sorry you had to hear it from a stream's Chiron? Chiron? What difference does it make how the information gets to me? Could have stumbled upon his corpse myself, and I would feel mostly the same. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to call anyway. Yeah. If I want more information, she's the best source I'm going to get, maybe for weeks. What to ask at a time like this? I'm supposed to express denial first, but she's probably short on time. I don't feel like following the playbook to the letter right now. Can you tell me what happened? The police, they think that he took something. Suicide? And the police are already involved? They said it was some kind of poison. They knew it was the drink. There's a drink at the start. God. Noble's got a lot of weight to bludgeon the state with, especially in this city. I would think they'd keep the police at arm's length for at least a few days. Listen, Morgan, I need to ask something of you. Of course, Jess, whatever you need. Whatever you need? A bit much, but she's grieving. This is just how people talk. It's not like my day was really salvageable anyway. I'd like to bring you up here, to David's place. What do you mean? There's something I have to give you. You're not handling his will already, are you? If the police are involved, it'll be a while before... No, I'm sorry, it's not like that. Ooh. No, please, don't hold back on my account. David asked me to get this into your hands. It wasn't work-related, but he asked me. I know I'm asking a lot here, but since it's turned out to be the last thing he ever asked me to do, I'd like to get it done. I don't like showing up at a crime scene more often or more quickly than strictly necessary. And that's when I have to worry about the police. Okay. Well, with Noble looming all over this, security will be doubled and scrutiny tripled. This is too risky. There's no logical reason to agree to a request. Swing by my place with a cab, yeah? Besides, my own morbid curiosity. Right, of course. Thanks, Morgan. Thank you. Wait, I almost forgot. What is it? You don't happen to have anything you could wear in black, do you? I see. We're in funeral time. July 1st. In transit. The autocab hums a synthesized purr as our on-ramp merges onto a canopy superhighway, steadily and suddenly all at once. We're getting to see the city a little more. Not much super about it, but it does cast one hell of a shadow. The canopies always felt very arts and crafts to me. Cobbled together, always added on to, never finished, never planned. It's clearly taken a lot of time and effort to make, but the end result's still ugly. And it feels like it could fall apart at any moment. You okay, Morgan? You look a little carsick. I'm fine. Thanks for asking. But if I ignore her text now, she'll just send more later. Hey, Freckles. It's the witch. Saw your friend Ashur on the news. Rip. Thank you. For trying to be sincere. Worth a shot. We all have our strengths. God damn, you are one passive-aggressive little girl. Why does all your filial piety go out the window whenever you talk to me? Filial piety doesn't work on you. You love yourself too much to appreciate respect. True. Went the train. See, Freckles, you can be very insightful. When you aren't too busy side-eyeing the whole world. Wonder where I picked that up from. Not from me. What a gremlin. I'm pretty sure you were born muttering insults under your breath. The nurses tried to make you cry and you responded by giving them self-esteem issues. Did you ever have dealings with Noble? 10 out of 10 shift in the convo. Subtle as a car crash. Subtlety doesn't work on you either. Well, it might, if you're good at it. This is me asking you for advice. Yeah. Okay. I guess this never sunk in. Because you spent most of your apprenticeship asleep. But my clients were all celebs. The rich and famous. I didn't have that many dealings with the Megs that owned their likeness. Was it really that different? Plenty. Celebs don't like people seeing their dirty side. So they pay smart people to like me to clean up their messes. But Megs don't like people seeing them at all, period. And also, Megs are a lot more lively when it comes to fucking? Pooping? Shitting. Gross. Hard workers with a lot of stress to vent. It's shitting. It's gotta be shitting for sure. Stop. Do you have any actual help to offer? Truth be told, I did have this one run-in where I got shit deep into corporate intrigue. Why? Because I got caught eating up garbage up the ass of Anna Life's 45 poster girl. Oh, you're doing something interesting to her. God damn it. Hard worker. A lot of stressed event. What a hero. Glad to know I can always reach out to you in my time of need. I'm gonna let that slide because I know you're in mourning. Look. Corporate types are all a bunch of paranoid drug addicts. Huffing glue and playing roulette on their phones. While fantasizing about stabbing everyone else in the meeting to death. So don't expect them to play nice just because Ashur was your pal. No, my actual advice is get whatever you're owed. Then get out of there as fast as fuck, boy. That's a beautiful thought, Auntie. I mean it. Corporations prefer Viking funerals. What's a Viking funeral? You set fire. A dignified ceremony where a body sent out to sea on a boat, and then they set everything on fire and sink the ashes to the bottom of the sea. Makes me think of that interview with what's our boy's name again? Damn it, forgot his name. But he worked in arson though. Wonder if there's a link there. Try not to linger, Freckles. You don't want to be stuck on board when they start knocking their arrows. Thanks. All right, cool combo. But what the hell was that about me sleeping on the job? I worked harder in one day than any of you Gen Alpha drunks did all week. Should have worked smarter, lol. And if you want to go there, you did literally fall asleep on the job. At the Xmas party. So she's Gen Alpha. What is this? What is that? Why do you have that? Why do you have that? It's not even accurate. Work parties are still work, Freckles. I only had my eyes closed. Because all you old farts had your cameras flash on. Morgan, something wrong? You're sweating. Just deleting some spam. Got a couple of more minutes of crawling through a canopy's guts before we reach David's part of the city. I mean, you were just caught sleeping. Though, I'm starting to wonder if that photo has more to it than meets the eye. Uptown, for our better half. Gleaming opera houses and towering corporate apartments. Boutique shops with more cameras than customers. Penthouses stacked upon penthouses and frantic climb to the top of the rat pile. All ringed in by restaurants with long wait times and small serving sizes. The joke is that uptown folks go most of the year without touching street level. Not much of a punchline there. It's basically true. By now, his whole block must be swarmed with cops, themselves surrounded by media and all encircled by onlookers. I could try and enjoy these last few moments of calm. But if the storm's coming either way, I'd rather use this time to try and find my footing. Actually, Jess, if you got a second, I was curious about that headline. I saw that headline, by the way, the one where your warm android saved that soldier's life. Oh yeah, pretty feel good, don't you think? So folks at the company must have been in high spirits lately, I take it. That's what I thought when I first heard about it, but I don't know, maybe upper management's never happy? Because they're still just riding sales harder than ever, pushing the traditional consumer markets. I thought they'd start building a pitch for Congress the day the story dropped. A big patriotic campaign telling everyone why we need a contract for warm androids in the military. But I haven't heard about them moving staff around for anything like that. Maybe it's all above my pay grade. All the corporate power and money in the world. And they still such joyless assholes that won't even celebrate their victories. I mean, that's everyone these days. It feels like everybody's just trying to reach a certain goal and then do nothing with it once they get there. And then they find a new goal. It's a bit heartbreaking when you watch people do that. And I feel like a lot of people are doing that a lot these days. All right. You and David. Remind me, how many years did you and David work together? Oh, well, it started with the company about 4 years ago. They offered me a temp contract when I was graduating. I was put in HR right in the middle of a hiring burst, so I spent 2 months in the Warrens. Then an aptitude test got me fast-tracked to mid-low management. Sorry, Warrens? Oh, that's just what we call the company dorms back then, on account of all the people. Ah. Plus, it was underground. Ah. Didn't see the sun that first month. My skin got so dry. Is that normal in your industry? Normal for everyone I've ever worked with. Except David, of course. But I mean, he was the best. Yeah. One Tuesday morning, Dr. David Assure walked right up to my desk like I had won the lotto, said I should come work for him. Dr. David Assure, directly. On a random Tuesday morning, like it was nothing. He didn't like to do things on Mondays. Said people were always too tired to get anything done anyways. Correct. Mondays are a terrible time to do anything. Do not have a big, long meeting on a Monday. No one wants to be there for that. Do it on Tuesday. That way people are, like, ready to handle bullshit. Yeah, that's right. He did say that. I should know by now, right? 3 years of arranging meetings and keeping him organized and occasionally straightening his tie. He was a good boss. He was a good guy. Yeah. When did you last speak with him? In person? Thursday. Thursday afternoon. Okay. The day before yesterday. He seemed normal. I mean, we still don't really know anything, Jess. You're right. Thanks. Thursday's the last time I saw him. That was when he asked me to meet with you. I'm guessing you've already been to his place? Yeah, it's a real mess over there. It's that bloody? Oh god, no, not that kind of mess. I just mean with the cops stacked on the media, stacked on the lawyers, each of them with their own network of drones and all their droning. It's a very high productivity atmosphere is what I mean. When were you able to get over there? Well, I got a call from legal late last night. They weren't exactly delicate in breaking the news to me. Last night? They said they needed my help sorting through all his... Well, you know how he left things organized sometimes. He's been dead since last night, and they've kept it under wraps that long? I know there are a lot of powerful people in his circles, but... to stop it from leaking for over 12 hours? That seems like more than just your typical powerful people trying to control the narrative. Seems more like there's something they're actively trying to suppress. So you found out last night? Right, last night. Oh god, I'm so sorry, I should have told you as soon as I found... Really, it's alright. Did you see anything? No, I haven't actually seen him at all. He was airlifted to the hospital ASAP and that's where he passed, so... But well, I didn't get the impression that the cops had been there that long. Not compared to the lawyers. They and the rest of the company people seem pretty entrenched. Noble set up camp before the police even arrived. So what time would that have been? I guess they got here around 9 p.m. And because at 9:15 they switched my phone to silo mode and I got locked out of everything but my work stuff. Sent my last blah at 9:13, see? Gonna expire whoever put me in heels this morning. It me. They can do that onto your phone, lock you out of social media? Of course not. Well, unless I'm on the clock or off the clock, but on the company property. They can remote all my tech, yeah. How convenient. So if I got in at 9, I guess the rest of the company people had been there since 8:30? I hadn't been there for more than a few minutes before the mood changed. Word about the hospital declaring him dead had started to leak. I see. He died after he reached the hospital? That's unexpected. It's 2086. You might be in trouble if you get stuck in bureaucratic purgatory when you need to be in an emergency room, but other than that, if you reach the hospital alive, a good doctor can stabilize almost any patient with a few moments. And Noble Electronics' lead programmer would have had a very good doctor. So what the hell happened? Is she mistaken? Was he not just officially declared dead until reaching the hospital for some reason, or... Hard to think about it, I know. Yeah. Or hard to believe. Yeah, seriously. Jess, I have to wonder, what kind of request did David make of you that couldn't wait a few days? Right, of course. He asked me to give you something. Something? She's trying to build suspense? Right, it's just, well, I don't know exactly what it is. You have no idea? He asked me to give you the contents of his safe. Are we headed to the bank then? No, see, he has a private safe in his basement. Maybe you've seen it? Well, I say safe, but it might be more accurate to call it a storage locker or a false wall. And all that he told you is that he wanted me to have what's inside. Right. He was very clear about that part. Your eyes only, straight to your hands. Handled in person, he said. Strange. It's all pretty analog for someone as technically gifted as David. I think it's because he knows how insecure tech can be. Coming from a guy who can work with tech. But David was never paranoid. Oh, whoops. Anyways, I forgot to say that. Even when he had every right to be. If he wanted this handled a certain way, it must be for a good reason. So, David asked you to do this on Thursday, correct? Yeah, Thursday. And he passed last night, Friday. Yeah. Wait, you don't think that when we met, he had already decided? It's not healthy to speculate on that sort of thing. More importantly, it's not helpful. The dead don't have anything to offer the living. I should know. You're probably right. Besides, we'll need to focus. Judging by the size of the crowd I'm looking at, looks like we're about to jump into the thick of it. Oh boy. Yay. This is a great morning. Platea. Lobby. And I thought there were a lot of police here before. Maybe too late to ask, but you're not bad with crowds, are you, Morgan? She's kidding, right? It's downright airy in here compared to what we just waded through. Wide eyes and clenched fists, heads peeking over shoulders and around signs. Police, both mechanical and warm-blooded, closing ranks with holograms and quick-set wires to draw a severe perimeter. While protesters, mourners, fanatics, and busybodies shuffle about at the edge of the police line, the heat of their panicked anxiety washing over. Who the hell were all those people? Well, there always been people with strong feelings about our products. Androids step forward into the mob, gently, firmly, unfeelingly parting the human tide. Most of them with official police branding, but a few remotely deputized consumer models emerged from the crowd to join them. All of them built by Noble. All of them built from David's code. All of them standing vigil outside his tomb. This is technically company property, isn't it? Yep, David in the penthouse, all to himself, but every other floor's tenants are Noble employees too. Not an uncommon arrangement in Uptown. Work at Noble, rent from Noble. Wave hello to your Noble neighbor in the morning and make sure to request a spot in line at the official company crematorium. They don't actually do that last part, I think. Does Noble handle employee funerary arrangements? Yeah, it's pretty standard benefit, actually. It's cheap for them compared to dental. But Noble's always been generous with benefits. Work hard and the company will have you set for life. And after. Both the state and Noble have gotten themselves entrenched here in the lobby. Security and damage control and PR and liability. Everybody is just glad to be working. I'm feeling a little overstimulated. Any chance we can skip all these checkpoints? No, absolutely not. So who do we need permission from, the cops or the company? My request went through, so we should have the go-ahead from both at this point. We won't need to go near the actual, Is it still called a crime scene if it's not technically a crime? I don't want to think about how many suits Noble's paying to debate that question right this very instant. David's vault is in the penthouse's basement. But we can't get to it from these ground floor elevators. We'll have to ride straight up to the rooftop veranda, walk in his front door, and then head down. If Jess says we can do all that without stumbling across where he died, then... Okay. So we just flash my ID card at any problem that comes up, including him. Hey, ladies, look, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid we're at capacity at the moment. Yeah, London. Let anyone else by and we won't be able to maintain... Huh, you're that lawyer, Morgan. You caught me, detective. How long has it been? Feels like it's been ages. Oh dear. Still not still bitter about our last encounter, I hope. I'll live. I don't see the spunky one around. She's taking a mental health day to preserve that unflappable charm. Detective Reyes is around. Why, you missed her that bad? I've had blind pimples that were more endearing. You two know each other? Jess Starling, meet homicide detective, Quasm London. It's a pleasure, miss. Oh, likewise? As you might have guessed, the detective and I are acquainted. Comes with the line of work. Morgan's being modest, sweetheart. We're practically blood. Oh, wow. Me? Sweetheart? Something wrong, Starling? No, nothing wrong. But close as we are, I still can't let her walk in off the streets and into the scene of an ongoing investigation. Even Noble's lawyers have to play by the rules today. Play by the rules, so there is a game afoot. What makes you assume I'm here in a professional capacity? You're a criminal defense attorney and we're at a crime scene. Call it an old man's intuition. Good detectives don't rely on intuition, though. Do they? They rely on evidence. No, good detectives rely on intuition. Do not listen to that. Oh, I don't rely on it. Don't worry. I just need to lean on it every now and then when my back acts up. Oh, cool. This guy gets a bit of a gray in his hair and thinks it's a free pass to act like a goddamn cowboy. Oh, he does have a little gray in his hair. Good for you, dude. Well, I'm afraid your intuition's off this morning, detective. I'm here on a private matter. The deceased wasn't your client? No, that would have been a conflict of interest. Conflict of you two knew each other. I see. In that case, allow me to give you my condolences. Thank you. But what I could really use is a bit of your help. You sure are rally fast, Jess. Right. We have this clearance here, detective, sir, from legal, which allows us... That's all right, little lady. I trust you. You can leave the paperwork holstered for now. Little lady? We aren't here for David, really. We won't be setting foot anywhere near your staging area, detective. All right, why not? How generous. I can afford to be generous today, because if I screw up... He gestures to the lobby full of suits and cops, plenty of folks at hand ready to pick up the slack. Well, if you're that at ease, perhaps I can take this time to ask you a few questions. Hey, you can always ask, Tiger. But I think you understand what I mean when I say whether or not I can answer is not entirely up to me. You look tired. You're looking a bit haggard. How long have you been here anyway? Since this morning. But civilized folk don't call it morning when the streetlights are still on. Even if you got here around 1 or 2 in the morning. That still means homicide wasn't brought in until hours after Noble had laid off the land. Sounds like you could use a break. Or use a retirement package. Okay. Hey, you're a lawyer, right? According to all my business cards. I can sue for elderly abuse? Not that kind of lawyer, sorry. You would lose, though. I already regret asking. Why have they got a homicide detective losing sleep over this anyway? A man is dead, and he wasn't killed by fire, a vehicle, organized criminals, or disinformation. As far as we know. So at the moment, homicide's technically not on the worst fit. But we're leading in name only. A high-profile death like this, everyone's got an eye on us. And a hand placed firmly on the back of our neck. I've been checking my phone, but the only thing news seems to agree on is that David passed away. Sorry if you're asking for details. No, thank you. For not letting them make this into a parade. Yet, we do our best to respect the privacy of anyone involved with an ongoing investigation. He declined to say victim. Detective, Dr. Asher was a close friend of mine for many years. Yeah, he trusted Morgan more than anyone. Can you tell me if he killed himself? It looks like that's the case. I see. Thank you for telling me that. Dr. Ash. Yeah, you're, well, sorry. Another round of guarded words. David was an important man and it has only been a few hours, but all this tiptoeing gives me the feeling that whatever happened to David, it wasn't cut and dry. Nope. Detective London's very human, though. I really like him for that. You boys and Noble getting along with each other? Sharing your toys? Some of the younger ones are bristling. But I always play well with others, counselor. And how well do the Megs play with you? They give you full access to building security? They've given us access, and they say it's full. Some big penumbra system, top-of-the-line coverage, top to bottom of the building. The size of data stream's torrential. It'll be a while before we can start making sense of it all. The more conspiratorial man might think that was intentional. Bury us in data and hope we're too swamped to find whatever they're trying to hide? Maybe. Wait, they gave you full access to the penumbra? But that means every android in the building is feeding you their full spectrum. You know your stuff. The penumbra pulls data from any androids connected to the building's net. That's not much help since there weren't any androids in the penthouse. Right. You know, I'd heard the rumors. Never put that much stock in them, but it's true. It's true. Asher never really owned a single android? Never. Well, I suppose I might do the same. If I was the genius who programmed them all, every time they opened their mouths, it'd just be his own lip service refracted 1,000 times over, echoing back at him from behind a mask he carved. That's how I feel about AI. Not to talk about AI, but it's kind of just, it's man-made, right? I don't like it being there and making decisions and having, in quotations, opinions when I know it's built from code. It means that it doesn't care, or it doesn't have like a full intent behind it. So that means you'll have to investigate. Wait, so that means all you'll have to investigate with the penthouse's security cameras. Yeah, but that should be more than enough to wrap up a case like this. In a good way, I mean. We're very much on top of things. On top of this, ladies. Yeah. David was one of the biggest names in tech. He was the face of Noble Electronics. Uh-huh. One could argue androids are only as common as they are today because of his contributions to the field. Some people felt that way, sure. So you think that anyone would want to hurt him because of that? Remind me, which one of us is the detective again? You really won't let me pick your brain. You already know the answer. Yes, ads are controversial. Androids especially. We at Noble are aware that our products are sometimes the subject of heated debate, but no need to quote the handbook at us, miss. Truth be told, I've never really understood the hate. It's not that complicated, is it? How many people have lost a job to an ad at least once in their career? Every last one of them's lost their jobs because their bosses, their flesh and blood bosses, fired them. Exactly. Nah, ads are just a symptom. Scratch that. Ads are just a product. Getting mad at them is pointless. And vandalizing them is less than pointless because unlike us, they're all insured. Yeah, vandalizing them doesn't change anything. And besides, Android production has surged over the last decade to become one of the nation's biggest exports. True, nice to have at least one thing we make in this country. That's right. Noble only outsources production of a small handful of internal components. Every other part of the manufacturing process is proudly done right here at home. I somehow doubt everyone considers the specifics of Noble's supply chain to be a point of national pride. But you don't need a political science degree to see how much the state values Noble's contributions to the national economy. All right. Now listen, I don't mind being helpful, and I'm trying to be sensitive here. But we really do have a lot on our hands at the moment, so I'm going to have to ask you to be discreet, and ideally, fast. Well, our business is just in the basement, David's basement. But the penthouse is on the top floor of the roof, so the basement would be second to last floor, if you want to be technical detective. Point is, we don't need to go to the kitchen or the parlor. We'll just go straight to the back of his workshop and then head downstairs. Kitchen and the parlor. I understand. But all the same, I'd like to escort you two ladies there myself. Wow, an escort, like royalty. Isn't he a gentleman? Huh? Yes, he's... Lead the way, detective. True to his word, London ushered us past the chattering suits and humming drones, through checkpoints and into the elevator. Makes things easier. As it climbed into the sky, we got a good look at the growing throng of people gathered outside, and its shifting makeup. Seems like it's mostly protesters now, or worse, brand loyalists. Idiots led around by the nose their whole life, following the musk of whatever trend is laid out before them each morning. Today's trail, having led them here for half reasons they couldn't put into words, even if their lives depended on it. They're like insects. Nice. Line number 654. Wait. Wait. All these glitches that are happening in our brain. Do we have a mod in us? And they look like them from up here. They're probably already preparing their spin. The Misunderstood Genius of Dr. David Asher, a video essay in 5 parts. Why the company insisted on cultivating such a following for him, I've never understood. They could have easily pinned his achievements on someone more marketable, some random photogenic employee, or fashion model with glasses. David wouldn't have minded. He never wanted attention, the chaos. Maybe it's as simple as bad luck. He just happened to have the right look for the part. A man buried in his work, with his eyes fixed ahead. Those are the best people sometimes. Noble employee housing. Penthouse. This is what? His laboratory? His shop, he called it. How down to earth. It's messy in here. David was always disorganized. Why a programmer needed to make such a mess just to run tests on computers? They'll never... But sloppy as he could be, he didn't like it when other people saw it. If he was leaving things like this. Must not have entertained any guests down here in some time. Thanks for all your help, Detective London. Don't mention it. What, you want me to step out? We won't take long. Not lacking for boldness, are you? Look, I have to take a phone call. We'll be in and out as soon as possible, promise. And whatever Dr. Ash wanted it set aside for his foundation, we'll be sure to flag it. Right. At least she's already wearing gloves. If we find a dead body, you'll be our first call. Morgan, what was that stuff about his foundation? Dr. Ash's charity has always been managed by an outside group. You haven't spent a lot of time around crime scenes, have you? Actually, this is my first. Well, generally speaking, it's not really common to retrieve things from the premises while the cops are still searching them. Oh. Look, if David has something to give me, we can go get it. You can't just make a ton of noise about it, understand? Of course. Great. After you. Right. Quiet as a church house. The phrase is quiet as a church mouse, but... Quiet as a church house. Caught myself. I'm okay. Okay, you fell. But now it doesn't seem like the time to correct her. Yeah, she's not really in the best state of mind. Oh, cool basement. There's a car here. David's shop was a mess, but the mess felt familiar. It was very David. Coming down here, I barely recognized the place. For starters, there's a goddamn gym. David hated exercise, always claimed he didn't have time for it. Even when I got him the treadmill and the subscription for the personal coaching program with the scheduling subroutine, he said he couldn't find the time. And then, even when I explained to him that the program accounted for that and adapted to his schedule, he still... Morgan, what's up? You're smiling. What's so funny? Nothing. Just surprised to see the place renovated. Yeah, he actually had me on mail tag with a couple of contractors a while back. Never thought I'd have to learn so much concrete and wiring and marble. Did you know that marble needs to be treated or else indoor air will start to corrode it? I didn't know that. Is that true? Wait, is it not? But her guy told me that without epoxy finish, the entire bar table could... Is that the vault over there then? Yeah. Stands out, I guess. Haha. Nervous? What's that? Oh, a little, I guess. The inhaler helps mostly, so aren't you going to open it? Open it? Don't you know the combination? No, I do not know the combination in David's basement vault. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Could I have... He didn't tell you or give you a code, or he gave me the code to get into the building and the parking garage, but not the code to whatever this is. Okay. You know, there were a lot of scattered papers back in his shop. Could he have left you a note in one of them? Yes, he could have. He would have. In fact, I think he probably did. You just stay right here, Morgan. I'll have this settled in just a sec. Just to get rid of her, huh? Sounds good. Right then. Well, it's definitely locked. Looks like it's a Tethys Basic Sturdicure anti-hack, anti-digital high-rated code panel. Nothing basic about it, but at least I can see the password is limited to 6 characters. Only 1 million possible combinations. David. Hello, David. Lead programmer. Blood type O. Dislikes brain freeze. Street food, crowds, fishing. Custom designed by Fiamma. That's the eyeglasses. Shampoo, expensive. Okay. Oh, Tethys is the largest online shopping consumer shipping corporation. They have everything for sale. Okay. All right, well. Maybe I'll get lucky. But what if I get locked out? I don't feel like that's a fun idea. Because, like, right now, I don't really think I have anything to work with. Because, like, David. October 28th. What was that? Like, what is it? So, like, 10/28? I mean, I could always just, maybe I'll get lucky. You know what, whatever. Slim chances, what the hell? Why shouldn't I give it a shot? I kind of want to try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please, David, be a silly man. Nothing's happening. Okay, that was dumb. I don't really want to dwell on why I thought that could work. Forget it. There's a different terminal over there. Cotter security systems, according to label. Maybe it covers the whole room. Damn, it's password protected too. And the code's 64 digits long. What's the point of a camera system that's harder to crack than your literal vault, you egghead? Okay, yeah. A programmer's probably would care more about his IoT than whatever he can fit in a safety deposit box. I guess it's the 6-digit vault or nothing. But I'm a lawyer, not a lockpick. And whatever the felonies I get up to in my private time. Never pulled off a bank heist before, only to have got is my head. So what do I know? I know whatever David put in his safe, he wanted it kept secure. And I also know he wanted me to have it. So maybe he thought ahead, maybe he guarded in a way that only I would be able to be the only one who could get to it. David liked games. He really liked beating me. So if he's left one last puzzle, I don't mind going another round. You know what? This is a good place to stop. Yeah. We will figure out David's puzzle in the next episode. We'll see you guys next time in Of the Devil. It should have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.